baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah.
Hi folks, and welcome to Saturday Morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
I'm Megan.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Snagglepuss, or you can call me the Snaggy Fin.
Wow, what a show. Hey, Snagglepuss, we seem to be evenly matched here. We brought females.
Yes, I brought my significant other, my wifey Fin.
I'm very Snagglefoot.
Mikey couldn't be here, so we brought someone to fill his shoes. And of course, it's going to be a woman. All right, so let's move into some of the questions we had from a few weeks ago. We have been on a hiatus.
Yeah, we've been gone for a couple of weekends.
Yeah, we had some bad weather at 1 week, and then the other week I was out and we could not reschedule because Snagglepuss's schedule was off the wall that week.
Snagglepuss works on deliveries. FedEx even.
Yeah. So anyway, so we haven't had time to record one, but we are so glad to be back. And we want to start off by answering some of the questions that were literally a month ago.
Yeah.
And Dak asked, what's our best cult classics? Rory asked, what's our best horror movies? Folks, both of those are great questions. We're going to address those in later podcasts. Rest assured.
Yeah, because I've got as soon as I heard that question, favorite cult classics, I have like 10 come to mind.
I know, you started naming them right then. So, yeah, we're ready to go on those, but we got to wait for
the princess
himself to come back.
You know.
All right, anyway, so I'm going to go into some questions that we had from 3 weeks ago. Rory Adams asked if we could pick one board game to be a movie, what would it be? Morgan?
Dream Phone.
Dream Phone.
No,
There you go.
That board game's probably already.
Who would star in Dream Phone?
Bradley Cooper.
And?
Kevin Costner.
Are they dream phoning themselves? Oh, wait, they're the guys. The one girl calls.
I would be the one.
Oh, you're starring in this now.
Sorry, this is my.
Who else is on the phone?
Oh, I could keep going on and on.
Give me 3 more guys.
3 more.
Kevin Costner.
Bradley Cooper.
Adam West.
Austin St. John.
Okay.
There's Bradley Cooper, Kevin Costner.
I thought John Schneider was on there. Liam Neeson's on there.
John Schneider.
Oh, okay.
I don't,
We're giving her ideas.
Liam Neeson would be very threatening on the Dream Phone.
But you know what? You would feel very. but
Melissa says she likes you.
I will find you. I will kill you.
But you know what? You would never feel more safe about calling a stranger.
No, that's true. That's true.
Megan, you're about to be kidnapped, but listen to me. I'm coming for you.
I've acquired a very specific set of skills.
Then I will be right here waiting.
But I need an extra quarter.
And,
all right, so Emily, what would be your board game when we turn into a movie?
I'm going to say Guess Who.
Guess Who? That is fantastic. You took Snagglepuss's.
I had no idea.
I had the same idea even.
Boom!
My idea. Exit
Would it be
stage
a
left.
murder mystery? Like they'd have to keep guessing who the killer is?
Film. You know, like the detective.
Or maybe a MTV dating show.
Okay, so who would it be? Would it be Harold? Henry? Barbara? Gordon? Do you remember the names of the guests?
Wait, you know the names?
I remember all of this.
What? Ernie, come on.
Really?
Are you serious?
I think you're making up names.
I'm not making... Okay,
You
anyway.
lost all the cards.
All right, Snagglepuss. It's going to be very hard.
Okay. Well, I had Guess Who. What was the name of that? We used to play it in school. It was
Predator 2.
No, Predator. It was something to do with apples.
Hi-Ho Cheerio.
Hi-Ho Cheerio.
Not apples.
Close enough.
What is the concept for Hi-Ho Cheerio?
I don't know. She took Guess Who. I'm just grasping here.
I know how it would end.
Yeah.
The movie. Hi-Ho Cheerio.
Chutes and ladders.
I don't know. Let me think. Because I was sitting there. I was like, I'm thinking of things that aren't board games.
Connect Four.
Wait, no. I got one. I got one. Don't Break the Ice.
What would happen?
Well, it would be an Arctic thriller.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, where someone breaks the ice.
It could involve global warming, maybe.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna cheat.
Or maybe Ants in the Pants. That'd be a good one.
There you go. There you go. It'd be a comedy starring Jim Carrey.
Or DreamWorks would take it.
Yeah,
Jim
mine.
Carrey, I think he's another one of my 5.
Who?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Okay, you have more than 5 now, but Dream Phone can have many. Who
But
knows?
does Still Break the
That's
Ice
not many.
count as a board game though?
We'll see.
Yes, it's
You
a
think
game.
so?
It
Okay.
was, but we didn't get it when we were kids, so we tried to make our own with a Kleenex and so sweet parts to get it one time.
Oh, okay, all right.
It did not work.
That's so
It's a little
sad.
sad, right?
That's a little sad. We couldn't even afford Break the
We
Ice.
didn't have break the ice.
Oh my goodness. I did, but I hardly ever played it. I just ran my action figures across it until someone broke the ice and fell through.
Yeah, I used it as like a wrestling ring.
Yeah. Like a cage match. It was an ice match on ice.
My brother and I did that for sure.
There you go. Double uses. I would pick my favorite board game, Zombies. Actually, CJ said this before the show. I would pick Zombies because I'd love to see that as an actual movie. Now, he reverses this and says, okay, now we're going to do movie you'd like to see put into a board game. I'll go first this time. We'll go backwards this time. I'm going to say Evil Dead.
Okay.
You know, it may be cheap, but I want to see a little, figurine of Ash and move him around the woods or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, Zombies practically did that already,
yeah,
but
yeah.
this
But
would be the
with,
undead, a little bit
medieval,
more,
right?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
medieval and Zombies 4.
But you would have the novelty of like having
The
Ash
Evil Dead, the
character
actual, yes.
and- right. It's
Yeah, boomstick and all.
Yeah, that's valid.
Okay, what would yours be?
Okay, a movie turned into a board game. Clerks.
What would they do?
Okay, so think
Nothing?
about it. No, think about it. Think about it. Okay, so you have like your little setup, and it's kind of like a play on Monopoly, maybe, right?
So there's that one. There's Randall's Video Store.
Exactly,
And
and it's almost a race to see which one can like get the least amount of customers. You start out with a bunch of customers, and you pull out cards like
Wow.
here's an insult card. You play your insult
I would
card.
play that game.
You know.
And
That
when
would
you
be a
win,
pretty
you have to
fun
say,
game.
"Hi ho, cheerio!" Oh wait, never mind. That's not
Yeah,
a game.
no. When you win, you get the coveted card. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Wow.
Nice.
And the way it would
Nice.
work, it'd be a multiplayer board game. The last one to leave work is the loser.
That is awesome.
So
That is awesome.
you actually get to keep playing.
Awesome idea. Emily?
Yeah, nothing.
I got nothing. Now, how would you play that game?
Basically, you just sit around a table and you just
Teach
stare
you
at each other
Yeah, almost
like-
like you basically do what we're doing right now.
Right, yeah,
sit around
and talk
They
to
don't
people.
figure out.
until you feel too awkward. The first person to get up.
Does this correlate with the sweethearts and tissue version of Don't
We
Break the
didn't
Ice?
have board games growing up. The only time we got to play was when we went over to somebody's house.
All right, Muggin.
Well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of movies nowadays already has board games. And I'm like, this is really hard.
I have to have more time to
I
prepare for this
guess-
question.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Fast and the Furious. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you
It
just
would
named
be-
his.
Yeah,
would be
it would
fantastic.
be like a racing game.
It would be awesome. I like kind of a play with Formula D.
Yeah, like that. Let's go to the next question here. It's a question for me. Not you. It says, he played the Star Wars Imperial Assault. He's wondering if I played that game. No, I have not. And he's wondering if I played any other Star Wars board games. First off, well, Emily, I already know the answer to this, but Snagglepuss, have you played any Star Wars board games? 'Cause I played Monopoly,
Yeah.
and I played Battleship Star Wars. I have those.
I've played the Star Wars Monopoly, but that's
The Game of
pretty-
Life, Star Wars, I haven't. I have the regular game. And then, what was the other one?
We
Risk.
played-
I haven't played the Star Wars Risk, but it looks neat.
Probably doesn't count, but it's Star Wars. We played the R2D2 Operation game.
Oh, we do have an
that
R2D2
counts, that
Operation
counts for
game
sure.
because Megan is a huge R2D2
I
fan.
love R2D2.
We have the Yoda Gigapet. Does that count?
Huh? Gigapet?
Yeah,
That's
you know, like the
a little keychain
Tamagotchi.
thing?
Oh,
And
okay.
you had Yoda, and you had to like. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, not,
So you had an
Why?
electronic game,
but no.
a Gigapet. You had a Yoda Gigapet, but you couldn't get Don't Break
Those
the
things are
Ice.
fun.
We
Don't
didn't-
knock
we
that.
didn't get that.
Man. The only game I have is I have a video game, Star Wars, the video cassette game. I can't remember exactly the name of it.
See, I've played a lot of Star Wars video games.
But you
yeah.
popped it in the VCR and you played it according to the VCR. Like the VCR was 1 hour long and you played it while the Death Star was about to destroy Alderaan. You had to stop the Death Star or whatever the planet was. And the reason I actually bought this game is because the VHS tape had deleted scenes from Star Wars in it.
Really?
It had extra footage of Darth Vader walking around the hallways of the Death Star, and they just inserted James Earl Jones' voice for, whenever Darth Vader came on screen, something bad happened.
Right.
To wherever your characters were at the time. So it was very interesting. It was a very cool game. I still have it today. I just don't have a working VCR. So actually, Eric lists a bunch of games and asked if any of us has played this. The first one I am very familiar with is Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
familiar.
Made my brother-in-law really mad with that game once.
You can make a lot of people really mad with that game. I think it's a brilliant game. I think it's a lot of fun. Ticket to Ride is another one. I played that. It's the train game. It's so much fun. We have played that,
I think
actually.
we played it once.
Yes. But I do love Ticket to Ride. Now, the other ones, Libertalia,
I haven't
heard of that
Don't
one.
know.
Dominion, I have heard of, I have seen, but have not played. I hear good things about it. The Resistance, not heard of. Coop, Hannaby, and by the way, if I'm butchering these, I'm sorry. But Lifeboat, Sheriff of Nottingham, I have heard of Sheriff of Nottingham, have not played it. Yeah, Letters from Whitechapel. These sound all interesting.
Yeah, they really do.
The most random names, but they sound very interesting.
Pseudo.
So
What is Pseudo?
I don't know.
Oh, I played that.
You
have?
played that
Yeah.
one.
You played Pseudo?
It's kind of like you have like these little. Is it a dragon? I think it's a dragon. You have these little pieces you put together and you have the.
You make the dragon. I have.
Yeah, you
I
have to
have
keep
played
from
that
going off the
game.
board.
I have played that game. Okay, sorry. I have
never
played that one.
no.
Flux, I have played before, and that's fun. And then another one was Dead of Winter, which I do know about, but I have not played. Honestly, we love zombies. Just the regular Zombies board game. And speaking of the Zombies board game, guess who's talking to Carrie Breitenstein now? The CEO of Twilight Creations.
You?
That guy.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah. So anyway, folks, just to give my zombie lovers here a taste of what's to come. My proposition for a new expansion is going to be shelved for right now because they're already in development of the next Zombies expansion. And do you know what it's going to be?
No, I do not know.
Zombies ... in space.
That is excellent.
That is fantastic. But she did say in May that she is going to come out with another Kickstarter, folks. It is going to be a deluxe edition of the first game plus a specialty kit, an accessory kit with like actual Jeeps for 2 and
Okay,
helicopter
all
and
right.
just little extra pieces, accessories to go with the game to enhance the game.
Girlfriend not included. So if you're not in a relationship before Zombies,
Yeah.
probably won't get a girlfriend
Yeah.
until after you're
Yeah.
done with Zombies.
We just got lucky because these ladies can't leave us without legal
Yeah, because I'm just
documentation.
saying, like, had I known this before we got
And now it's out. Too late. But yeah, Zombies
Who would have
is a coming.
abandoned ship even?
Actually, you know what? There's a fun zombie story I want to tell right now.
Go for it.
Caleb was on the show, my brother, a few weeks ago, and we play Zombiegeddon every year. It's where we throw all the board games together, play all day long, and we usually have big champions arise from it here or there. And the first time we ever played it, Emily was actually about to be crowned our first champion.
So
The first Zombiegeddon.
She was so
warrior
close.
champion.
My brother was hell-bent on making her lose, and he kept throwing card after card against her. Well, then we started throwing card after card to help her. And it was really ticking him off.
Because the game had gone on since like
It was
10
like,
that
what?
morning.
It
It was
was
8 at
late.
night or 9 at night.
It was
And
time to, yeah, it was
we were
time
just
to end.
ready to, like, somebody's about to win, please, just win. You got
And
it.
unfortunately, she rolled the die, and it was one
One
pip
two.
short of getting the last kill, and she died. And
And it
you know
wouldn't
what
have been
though?
that way.
My brother hasn't been back to play since. But anyway, so Emily should have gotten it, but unfortunately it didn't work out. One other thing before we start the show, Megan and I actually went to Pensacon this past week and kind of wanted to give our report on who we saw. Now, Megan, you want to talk about who you saw?
Well, I got to meet David Gibbs and Walter Jones and Austin St. John.
And who were they?
The original Blue, Black, and Red Rangers. Power Rangers.
And how freaking excited were you?
So freaking exciting. I've been waiting since I was a little girl to meet them. Also, met Rita, Goldar, and Zordon himself.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It was a big Power Ranger presence there at the con, which is one of the main reasons you wanted to go. A good one for me, though, I got to meet Noah Hathaway, who was Atreyu in Neverending Story. I love the
He
Neverending
was pretty
Story.
cool.
Yes, he was awesome. And so it was really cool. He actually told a story. I asked him about deleted scenes, because you think there'd be a lot of deleted scenes in this. He said they shot this movie over a year's span. I was like, really? Wow, that long? He went, Germans, man, Germans. I got him to sign a picture with his horse. And the thing is, he told me that at the end of filming that movie, they gave him the horse, but he couldn't keep it because of a disease that was going around where he lived with horses.
Yeah, something like that.
And so he had to give it to his stunt double. But overall, what was your impression of Pensacon?
I thought Pensacon was really interesting. It was one of the better cons that we have been to.
Was.
The only thing that kind of suffered from it was the vendors and where it was located.
The location was an issue. The staff had an issue on that Saturday. I don't think that the staff was not rude by any means, but the staff was overwhelmed on Saturday.
I thought they were pretty good. I was just in a high because I got a hug from Austin St. John.
You got a hug.
Yeah, he was my first ever crush. So,
Yeah. You like talking about this hug. Okay. Was it the best hug in the world?
It was a pretty good hug. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if he were to come to Monroe and say, "Hey, let's go have coffee," I would totally not say no.
That is nice to know. All right, so let's go into our subject today. We're going to be talking about Hanna Barbera cartoons. And a few of us here are big Hanna Barbera cartoon fans. Yeah! I know Snagglepuss, go ahead and tell us your story.
Okay, so I used to love, I mean, of course I love cartoons, but some of the first cartoons that I was ever really, tried to do impressions of the voices and everything was Hanna-Barbera, and those are my favorite impressions to do, and I still keep them with me. And I love everything that comes out of the Hanna-Barbera studio. We wouldn't have Space Ghost Coast to Coast without it.
No.
It's fantastic. That is my favorite animation studio, hands down.
And Megan likes a little bit of Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, just a little bit.
In fact, she's like, I don't like any of them hardly. Then I start naming off the cartoons. Oh, yeah, I like that one. Oh, yeah, I like that one. Oh, yeah, I like that
Yeah,
one.
and it's funny, you forget just how many cartoons came out of Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, they dominated the cartoon realm.
I mean, just about everything.
But there is someone in this room that did not appreciate the Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Now, I would like to go back and almost recreate what Megan just said. Had I known this before.
She just tolerated your Snagglepuss impersonation for years.
Man,
I didn't really even tolerate it.
it's all been a lie. It's all been a lie.
Anyway, so I'm just going to lay out some characters in cartoons, and we're going to talk about them. First off, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo.
Love it.
I mean, honestly,
It wasn't my favorite, but
when I think Hanna-Barbera, that is the first character that comes to mind
that is not,
for me.
That's not the first one that comes to mind.
Megan, which one comes to your mind?
Which one? Hey, Boo Boo, another big in that basket. Hey, hey,
When
hey.
I think Hanna-Barbera, I think of Flintstones.
You think of Flintstones.
Okay,
you,
okay.
You do love you some
I
Flintstones.
do love Flintstones. I would watch them now.
Why do you love the Flintstones so much?
Guys, it was what we always watched growing up, and I guess it's just a part of childhood that's still with me.
Now, was the Flintstones one of the first cartoons to have the canned audience? I was thinking about that the other day. Because there were a few cartoons. I know Scooby-Doo had it.
They used to hawk cigarettes back in the day.
Yes, they did.
Fred Flintstone lit one up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are those good old days? Anyway, so when you think Hanna-Barbera, Snagglepuss, which cartoon comes to mind first?
So in the '90s, I don't know if this was always the ending little tag after a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I think it was, but it changed in the '90s to where it had this little goofy sound effect like and it showed like a montage of all the characters.
Yes.
I cannot pick, like, when Hanna-Barbera comes to mind, that's what I think of when I see all my favorite characters.
Oh, just the intro.
Just that ending tag with all my favorite characters. Like, that's what, when you mention Hanna-Barbera, like, all of it. Yeah, like the ending tag.
Going back to some of the, just addressing some of the classics, we'll get to some of the more modern ones in the 80s later on, but Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, Huckleberry Hound.
I mean, what is there not to like about Huckleberry Hound?
Oh, my dog.
No, that is what's not to like about it.
Why?
There. That used to get on my nerve so bad.
He hit his little hat.
I didn't really watch that one.
Well, that's because you don't like dogs.
Whatever,
Anyway.
dog hater.
Anyway, Pixie and Dixie.
Okay, Pixie and Dixie.
This is just me and Snagglepuss talking
I don't
now.
even
Do you
know
remember
what
Pixie
that
and Dixie?
is.
The Perils of Penelope Pitstop, and how much fun it is to
Wait.
say that.
Wow.
You didn't know Penelope Pitstop with Hanna-Barbera? Wacky racist.
But we also had Quick Draw McGraw.
Quick Draw McGraw!
Honestly, he was in the race for being my favorite character
Look.
for years.
Quick Draw McGraw / El Kabong.
I was gonna say because of El Cabal, he just swings from a rope and hits someone with a guitar. Kabong.
El Kabong! It was fantastic.
And that was it. That was his shtick, and I loved it.
That's all he needed.
There's
That's all
a
he needed.
horse swinging on a rope, hitting someone over the head with a guitar. What were they smoking back then? But I loved every bit of it.
And then Once Upon a Time in Mexico came out, and then Antonio Banderas had the guitar, and it's like, and if he doesn't hit somebody over the head with that guitar,
I'm gonna El Cabong him.
That's right. I'm gonna find him.
So anyway, let's talk about Snagglepuss. Actually,
oh, Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss is so quotable. Exit stage left.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of I felt he was almost a play on like Dom DeLuise, you know, like the way his character was.
He was.
And I loved the Snagglepuss, just the character, the little, just everything about him. He's one of the most quotable characters that. Yeah, Snagglepuss. There he is.
Not as popular, but Ricochet Rabbit. Do you remember him?
Vaguely, yeah. Ricochet Rabbit.
Bing, bing, bing,
Yeah,
bing, bing.
yeah.
He was like the
yeah.
little rabbit that go back and forth. Wait. Do we kind of like that one? Do we have soft feelings for Ricochet? Not well enough.
Wait, if we
okay.
uncover a secret liking for a Hanna-Barbera cartoon during this,
You know what? I'm
There
gonna
might
go.
be a couple,
I'm just gonna
I don't
skip
know.
ahead real quick, and I'll pull back in a
Okay,
minute.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Johnny Quest.
you have to like Johnny
Did you like
Quest.
Johnny Quest?
I like the New Adventures of Johnny Quest.
Okay,
Still
that was
Hanna-Barbera. It's
Hanna-Barbera.
still Hanna-Barbera.
That was still Hanna-Barbera. So,
Okay.
so some. You just don't like certain eras of Hanna-Barbera. Is that safe to say? You like them. You
The
dislike them.
majority I
Okay.
dislike. There might
That's
be
fine.
a handful.
I just wanted to say because there's a lot of Hanna-Barbera
Mm.
cartoons out there.
This
like,
10-speed back pedals.
what about Adam Ant?
Yeah,
No.
no.
Love Adam Ant.
You
Up
do love
and Adam Ant! Everything. I love Hanna-Barbera.
I know why you married him now. There's a few other ones in it. Josie and the Pussycats.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny story about Josie and the Pussycats. Cartoon Network had a contest where they would send you a Fender guitar and an amplifier if you could call them and sing the entire Josie and the Pussycats word for word.
Shut
I
up.
Do you know who
that.
called?
Who?
This guy, Snagglepuss.
Did
He
you
called.
win?
I didn't win.
Oh.
I didn't win.
But Megan, you like some Josie and the
Oh yeah,
Pussycats?
I did.
Yeah.
And they were on
No Time for
some
Birds and
Scooby-Doo
Pets.
sometime. Weren't they on? Yep, they were.
Yeah, they did crossovers a lot.
Oh, hold on. Are you?
Now,
keep going.
Before, no, you know what? Before they were Adult Swim, did you ever watch C-Lab 2020?
Yes, I did.
You
it
did.
was weird.
I never
I
watched
still
it.
liked it.
I never
It was-
even knew about it till
But
Adult
see,
Swim.
it was kind of like a weirder kind of Johnny Quest. You know, like it was missing those elements. But I
Okay.
mean, C-Lab 2020 was a strange show. I will say, like, I know I love everything that comes out of the Hanna-Barbera studio. but
Right.
C-Lab 2020 was one that I really didn't give a whole lot of attention to.
It didn't come out where we were growing up,
you know,
so I never saw
yeah.
it until Adult
and
Swim.
it didn't play very much on the Cartoon Network slate. It would every now and then. But now when Boomerang was introduced as a channel, it showed up a lot more.
Now, before Adult Swim, what about Birdman?
yes, I
they
did watch
used to show
Birdman.
it on, like
Yes.
before Toonami.
Yes.
It was what was the Power Block or whatever.
The Power Block. That's
they
absolutely right.
showed it on
I
there.
did
See,
watch Birdman.
That's another thing. All I know is that he practices
See,
law. I never
That's
saw.
Harvey Birdman.
I know.
Yeah.
I never
it was
saw the
weird.
original
It was a
Birdman.
weird
Birdman
show.
was
I never
cool.
watched it.
Birdman was cool. His powers were came from the sun.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Michael
okay.
Keaton voiced him, right? I'm kidding. I'm
Ha
totally
ha
kidding.
ha ha.
Michael Keaton was Rob.
All right,
Anyway.
before it became Adult Swim again, or
No.
its own show.
And the Power Block was great because it had Birdman. It had
Hercules.
Herculoids. I love the Herculoids.
Hold on, did it have Thundar the
Thundar
Barbarian?
the Barbarian.
Did it?
No, it didn't.
He was like He-Man and Star Wars mixed together.
And don't forget, I can't remember his companion's name, the big lion man.
that was his
remember that?
name, was Lion Man.
Lion
The
man.
big
Okay.
lion man.
Yeah.
The big lion
Big
man.
Lion Man.
Big lion man, help me with this boulder.
Before it became its own talk show and became wildly popular, I loved me some original Space
Me
Ghost.
too, man.
I loved it. I'm
remember
serious.
that.
That was one of my favorite. If we were doing a top 5, Space Ghost would definitely be there along with Quick Draw McGraw. Those two characters would definitely be in there because I love the original Space Ghost, man. I thought it was awesome. It was like Batman in space.
Now look, we've had this argument a few times. Emily likes Space Ghost Coast to Coast,
Of course I do.
which means you like
No,
Hanna-Barbera
here's the
by
thing.
proxy.
I will say, the only thing I'll say about Hanna-Barbera is that without them, there would not be some of my favorite spoofs, like the Venture Brothers, like Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Right.
Harvey Birdman.
I actually really liked the stupid, I know it was a terrible movie, but I loved it. I ate it up with a spoon with this 1990s Josie and the Pussycats movie.
Yes, I love that.
We
one
wouldn't have had those without Hanna-Barbera.
Josie and the Pussycats versus
But
Spice Girls movie.
So you
Yeah,
like
totally.
what Hanna-Barbera spawned?
Yeah.
They okay,
Without
that's
them,
fair.
there
No, that's
wouldn't have
fair.
been some of those.
And you like some of the characters, maybe not some of those old shows.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's
Should
fair.
do that.
That's fair. What about Speed Buggy? You remember Speed Buggy?
Yes, I do. I wanted a speed buggy.
It was before Cars
Yeah.
by Pixar. That's pretty good.
My best impression of speed buggy.
Okay, well, what
And I got
about,
kind of lightheaded. That's why.
all
I
right,
was so
how about
quiet.
Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch?
That might be one I haven't seen.
With the motorcycles? Surely
Okay, no.
you've seen
I'm
that.
calling it back now. Well, that's vague. I don't think I've actually.
Because the Choppers were the
They had little
bad
talking
guys.
motorcycles,
Yeah.
but I don't really remember that show.
Don't remember
though.
that? But
I've
you
seen the
remember Biker
characters.
Mice from Mars?
Well, dude, that was like Fox Kids in the '90s. Who doesn't remember Biker Mice?
Biker Mice from Mars.
They
Oh
even
my
had a
goodness.
cool Super Nintendo video game.
Did anyone ever watch the old Fantastic Four cartoon where they replaced
I've seen
the Human Torch with a robot because it was deemed too violent for kids
Well,
to
maybe I
watch
didn't
a
see
man
that.
I
on
didn't-
fire.
I remember the old cartoon.
Yeah,
I've
It
seen
the
came
cartoons.
on like Fox before
Yeah.
Spider-Man. so
Yeah,
you
this
catch
is back
that in.
before the
And then
no,
Spider-Man
this is back
is Amazing
before the
Friends.
'90s.
So, yeah, I
Yes.
don't know.
Okay,
It's
well, I
the
haven't seen
old
that.
'60s version where they had a robot instead of the Human Torch because it would be too scary to see a man get on fire.
Get out of here.
Back in the day, yeah, we used to watch those all the time. It used to come on USA Cartoon Express back in the
I
day.
knew the Cartoon Express.
You do know this Cartoon Express. Do you remember Grape Ape? Grape Ape. Grape Ape. Grape Ape. What about Grape Ape? You like
Well,
Grape
it
Ape?
sounds like you're saying
Actually,
Grape Ape.
Megan knew who he was.
I
She
did.
pulled
The
up the
purple-
picture.
No, I didn't pull his picture up. But he was the purple gorilla with the hat, right?
Yeah,
The green hat. And the
Yeah.
The green hat.
yeah.
McGilly Gorilla.
Magilla
I remember
Gorilla.
him.
McGilla Gorilla.
What about Jabberjaws?
Jabba 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 jabba
I
jaw.
hated
No, I
Jabberjaw
didn't watch that.
so much.
Okay, look. Okay, and what was so awesome about Hanna-Barbera is like they were, Cartoon Network was all about it, and they had these awesome promos with old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There was the Jabberjaw ska band, and I
No, that was
still
cool.
remember that to
I
this
thought that was
day.
cool.
It was the best thing ever.
I did.
And then there was we were just talking about it. What did we say before Jabberjaw? McGilla Gorilla.
Yeah.
They had a rap about McGilla Gorilla. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. Blue Falcon and Dynamite.
Yeah, I like that one.
Did you ever watch that one?
I did like Blue Falcon. And
That's
Dynamite.
another one.
And they
I
they
saw
redid
them.
it in the '90s too.
They did?
There was an updated version of Blue Falcon.
Oh, I
and
did
Dynamite.
not know that.
Yeah.
How was that?
I mean, what you'd expect. I mean,
What you expect from Blue
Just-
Falcon?
yeah.
What do you think from me? Another one was Captain Caveman and Son, which honestly would be in my top 5
I
as well.
love Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman and Son would have been in my
Did
top
Captain
5.
Caveman have a cereal?
I don't think he ever had
I
a
don't think
cereal.
so.
but
Had a cereal.
Doggone it, he should. They could have called him Fuzzy what? They're the first fuzzy cereal.
I think I would have passed that one.
Yeah, that sounds disgusting.
I loved Captain Caveman back in the
Captain
day.
Caveman was fantastic.
I thought he was great.
And Son.
Now there is another cartoon that Megan has seen. It's called The Dukes. It's Hanna-Barbera. And what's that about?
Just like the TV show, but a cartoon.
What TV show?
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, the only TV show you love.
I do love
And
that
it's
TV
kind of funny because this was at the same time of season 5. And folks who don't know Dukes of Hazzard, season 5 was when the Duke cousins
Terrible. Skip season 5. You don't even need to
were
say it.
actually in it. Well, this cartoon contract came in the middle of that season. Well, the cousins, they were having contract issues with the original two. Well, then they brought him back because the series was
Fancy
tanking.
coy.
The TV series was tanking in the ratings
Yeah.
because the original Dukes weren't
I
there.
remember the cartoon.
So they restructured the contracts, brought them back, and when they did, not only did they take the cousins right off the air on the TV show, they took them off the cartoon at the same time. And the cartoon, at least the TV show gave them 3 minutes to explain where the Duke cousins were going. The cartoon, no, One show it's the Duke cousins, and the next show the Dukes with
Trying to
no
draw these
mention.
bozos.
Yeah, it
I
was,
felt so bad. They just flushed those two guys,
done, man.
and they were just trying to do their best. Weren't they the runners up for the?
yeah, they
jobs?
were. But the thing, I don't know. Like I think if they would have had them look different and dressed differently,
I
they just
agree.
had them look so much like the original Dukes, and I
That's
think
true.
that's what pissed a lot of people off.
That's true.
Yeah.
But they get. I mean,
Mine,
just
like,
like
top
Jabberjaw,
shelf
they get
goes
no
right there.
respect on their cartoon. It was kind of sad.
They could have left them on the cartoon. That's
It
fine.
was neat that all the original voices were there. So, I mean, you get to see Roscoe P. Coltrane. Go get your boys.
Hot Pursuit.
Roscoe, you dodo brain. You know, and it had Peter Sorrell as a boss hog. It was great. It was great. Anyway, so some other things that I wanted to talk about was the Laugh Olympics. Does anyone remember
I remember the Laugh
I do.
Olympics.
the Laugh Olympics? Was like the all-stars of all of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons in an Olympics. You had the Yogi Yahooies, which I cheered for
yeah.
every time. Then you had the Scooby Doobies,
Yep.
which my neighbor cheered for all the time. And then you had the Really Rottens.
I cheered for Scooby Doobies, but
I
now
cheered
it's for
for
different
Scooby-Doobies.
reasons.
Yeah,
I'm older now.
well, that's fine. No, I cheered for I was a Yogi Yahooie. Our neighbor was a Scooby Doobie. Now, you know, every episode, one or the other would win. But every episode was basically the same because the Really
Yeah, it
Rottens
was.
cheated the whole time. They were ahead. And you're like, no. But then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, who was the announcer in Laugh Olympics? Do you remember?
No.
The one who did commentary?
I don't remember who did the commentary.
Wait a minute. Hold up, Big Ben.
Oh, that's right. Snagglepuss did the
Snagglepuss
commentary
did
for
the
that.
he was the commentator, and Wolf, the Wolf character. I can't think of his name right now, but they were both the commentators for it, and they would always find they do the replay, and then on the replay they'd go back and see that the Really Rottens cheated, and then the Really Rottens would lose all their points, making either the Yogi Yahooies or the Scooby Doobies the winner for that episode. And I was so happy when it was the Yogi Yahooies.
But then if you watch them a lot, like I watched a lot of them back to back, and then I just got old.
Oh no, man! I loved every single
Now
one.
you
of
got a
them.
bowl of cereal in your hand.
So I mean, again, if you're
It
keeping
stays
count,
This was only
If-
like right before I married.
Oh, okay.
if you're keeping count, though, I mean, Captain Caveman, not Huckleberry.
I'm just saying, like,
excuse me,
pound for pound, they produce the best
No.
Yeah.
shows.
I was
Yeah.
all about Chuck Jones.
Okay, no, I'll agree with
He
you.
was the
Chuck
king.
Jones agreed great. They pushed out great stuff, but I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not bashing Chuck Jones.
No,
Like,
he's actually really good.
I mean,
Really
he's
good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But I mean, you got there's so many good cartoons. My ultimate all-time favorite cartoon ever by Hanna-Barbera, Hong Kong Fu. #1 super
No,
guy.
I would say
Quicker than the human
quicker than
eye.
the human eye. What was
I still when it came on Boomerang, watched it.
Yeah.
Watched it.
what
Loved
was
it.
his,
Still
what was
good.
His cat assistant. What was his name? I couldn't remember.
I don't remember, but
But he'd jump in that file cabinet and.
yeah, dude, Hong Kong
Can't
Fooey
even name the cat.
was fantastic. Look at my Hong Kong book of Kung Fu. What's it saying here? You know, Hong Kong Fooey is my ultimate
It's a good one, man.
cartoon. I love me some Hong Kong Fooey. He is fantastic. I never got to watch Scooby-Doo growing up because Scooby-Doo scared my little brother.
I
All the
love
ghosts,
Scooby-Doo.
even though they
your
were
brother?
fake, they were
Right.
never real.
Right?
Yeah, it scared him as a kid, and so my mom said you can't watch it anymore. We were the only kids in the 80s who grew up not watching Scooby-Doo.
Oh, dude.
Because my brother would have
I
nightmares.
still watch
Even
it.
though every single time, what was the ghost? It was old man so-and-so.
Yeah.
It was
There
always,
was always a
proved
mask to
that
pull
there
off.
are no such thing as ghosts. But it doesn't matter because the very first episode, they're being haunted, and ooh, it must be a real ghost this time.
No, this is okay. This is a good example of why I appreciate Hanna-Barbera. Because another spoof. Remember when Cartoon Network did the Scooby-Doo project based on the Blair Witch?
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
That's hilarious.
That was really funny.
That was hilarious.
Scooby-Doo Project. I
Yeah.
never...
Did you ever watch that?
No.
Oh, it is
Brilliant.
really funny. I think you can still
Wow.
find it like on YouTube or something.
Wow.
Like that. It
We're
is
not
really
gonna
funny.
find that one though.
So, yeah. I
Cartoon
guess so.
Network in the 90s was in its
It was-
heyday.
it was
It was
amazing.
very funny.
It was. I agree with you. It really was. But then we move on to their middle of the 80s where they're given hits and misses here. You have, of course, Smurfs, which I think was a hit for most
No.
people.
I did watch
I
it.
watched it.
You know what's
It wasn't
weird?
my
I liked the
favorite.
Snorks better.
Do you like the snorks better?
I like the snorks.
They're underwater cousins.
Yeah.
I did love the snorks. I'll be honest.
With
Snorks are
us,
okay.
snorks. Yeah.
I was
Play
a Snorks
along.
fan.
Fancy and free, living under the sea.
That's it.
Yeah, I used to love the snorks.
I like the snorks better.
Who was the green snort that couldn't talk? He would just honk.
I don't remember the names. It's been, but I remember.
I thought you were a fan.
I was a fan. I like snorks better, but I did like Gargamel. I love his voice.
And Asriel.
I can't even do it. Whatever.
You know, Asriel in there. And then, of course, you had 100 Smurfs, right? There, Papa Smurf was always counting the Smurfs, and there was 100 Smurfs and one Smurfette.
But I'm gonna defer a lot of the listeners to Donnie Darko.
Exactly. See Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
See Donnie Darko. Okay.
That's one of the best.
There you go.
Debates on the
Smurfs.
Smurfs.
It actually is.
It's great.
Other things that I like. Did anyone see Shirt Tails? Shirt
Tell me about
Tails
it.
was a group of animals that lived in a tree in a park, and they also fought crime. Meaning they get into their little flying car and go help people.
Well,
And they had these shirts.
Yeah, I remember that.
They had these shirts on their bodies that would glow
I
red
vaguely remember that.
whenever they
I didn't
powered
watch
up
that,
or
but I
whatever.
remember seeing that.
But they would say words like, I'm happy, I'm Rick, I'm Panda, I'm Bogey.
I'm familiar with that
That
picture
looks
she's
like a
pulled up. I've
failed
never watched it though.
toy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now, to be honest, a lot of them were.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them were back then. I mean, you look at Monchichis. They were these
They
little
were creepy.
hard figurines. My brother loved
They were
Monchichis.
creepy.
We had a few of the big monkey head and little
Yeah.
body. Yeah, up in the trees go the Monchichis. Monchichi means happiness, Mon.
Oh, I didn't like those. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're-
Now I know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, I didn't want any part of that when I was a kid.
No, don't want. What about Pac-Man?
I did like the Pac-Man.
I did
didn't
love me
watch
some
it.
Pac-Man. You didn't
It
watch
was
Pac-Man?
it was good actually. I did.
It
like
was actually fun. There was a Mrs. Pac-Man. Was there a baby Pac-Man? I want to say there was.
Yeah.
I
think
think
there
it was.
was.
It was a baby.
Yes, there was a couple of them, and then the ghost would always turn blue, and he'd
Yeah.
always chomp them. At the end of every episode, he'd chomp them. Their eyeballs would go back to who was it? Was there a main bad guy in that one that the ghost reported to?
I don't. Think
Or they
there
just drive
was.
off.
I mean, I think he just drove out of
Okay.
Pac-Town. So
They go off and they get more like blankets or something.
yeah.
You know, they go on a coat hanger and get their blanket again.
Right,
I
but
don't know.
I remember like it. I don't remember any episode like in detail, but I remember it worked and I did like it. You know?
I'm gonna go a little random here on a few of these. Rubik the Amazing Cube. He was a Rubik's Cube. That
I didn't.
I heard
children.
the title. I didn't watch it.
He
but I
was
heard the
weird,
title.
but he had a face like a little blue elf. Creepy.
That is
I'm
true.
familiar with the
Creepy.
title, but I didn't.
What-
What about
what would you-
Biscuits?
don't know
They
that
were
one.
no. They were the little dogs in medieval times. You don't remember the little dogs and
remember
they
that.
lived in a castle? Biscuits.
Oh wait, no, I do remember that, but I
Yeah.
don't think I really watched it.
What about Pawpaws?
They were
Yeah.
Pawpaws. Yep.
You remember Pawpaw Bears?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember the little what they were Indians. Pawpaw
Yeah.
Bears. I remember they'd come on right after the Ewoks cartoon, and I wasn't that big of a Pawpaw Bear fan, but since I had already seen Ewoks, I was in the mood. Ewoks got me in the mood to watch Pawpaws. I know this one over here watched Pound Puppies.
Yes, I did.
I did like Pound Puppies.
I
I had a
didn't.
couple of Pound Puppies.
I did too. And then I was so sad whenever we had to get rid of them.
What, did you have to throw them in the furnace? What was that memory?
They got sold at a garage sale.
No! Were you there at the garage sale while
Yes,
they
I
got
was
sold?
there.
That's so
That's
awful.
that's the worst thing that happens to in your childhood. At least it happened to me a lot too.
That's like we're
'cause-
gonna shoot your dog right in front of you.
Yeah,
I know.
it's like because I actually had some like stuff that I think would have some value, or to me anyway, just in a
Real
garage sale.
often,
Go on.
off the topic story real quick, speaking of garage sales, that's where my love of dolphins came because I had this stuffed animal dolphin. And I asked my grandmother if I could buy it, and she said, well, you have to have a quarter. So I went to my aunt and I was like, hey, can I have a quarter to buy this dolphin? And she dug around in her purse, found the quarter, gave it to me. And I went to buy the dolphin back, and my sister had just sold it to this little girl. And I cried and cried and cried.
Oh, sad memories all around.
I had a stupid garage sale.
In garage sales.
I actually remember the day that we moved, and my mom bagged all 13 bags, garbage bags full of toys, threw them on the street corner. And I sat there behind the house with my hands over my ears as the garbage truck pulled up.
Oh
horrible.
My God. It was my world had just died because the
That's the
Thundercats were gone.
You had
No,
Thundercats?
My cousin had a
G.I. Joe was gone.
Dude,
Kenner Star Wars.
you had
with an
Thundercats.
X-wing and other vehicles gone. Voltron, the complete
Done.
set.
I can't hear anymore. I
Gone.
can't hear
You
anymore.
will listen to
I
this.
can't.
You will relive the horror. Silverhawks.
No!
Gone.
Ah!
Gone. The He-Man
No, you can't.
spider
It was the-
crawler giant spider gone.
Okay,
Every single toy
oh my god.
I ever possessed was except for the baby toys because we had babies still. Mom, Caleb was a little baby back then. But
Did
all
you
of
have
our
an attic?
toys were gone.
All our stuff was
No, they
going
just
to
weren't
the
going to bring
attic.
them, so they just dumped them all. It
Oh,
was
what
the
is
day
that?
I had to grow up or die.
Terrible.
My childhood died that day.
With the
Childhood
Silverhawks, man. Oh.
All my Transformers.
No.
Gone.
No.
All of my GoBots. Gone. You remember GoBots? That was actually a cartoon. And now we loop back into Hanna-Barbera cartoons, because that was a Hanna-Barbera
Yes,
cartoon.
it was.
Which was a complete ripoff of the Transformers, but I still watched it.
Undeniably.
I still watched it, though. Leader 1 and Psykill. Remember those?
I remember their names.
Yeah, Leader 1 was the jet or
Okay.
whatever. Psykill was the bicycle.
Okay,
Or not bicycle,
alright.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, those toys are gone.
See, I opted for Transformers. I was aware of GoBots, but
Other
me too.
ones that I didn't really watch, they were more in the 90s, was Ed Grimley. I remember him thinking he was very weird. It was from the Saturday Night Live, Martin Short. Or SCTV was. I can't remember, but Ed Grimley. He was like a Pee Wee Herman in a way.
yeah, okay. I didn't watch that.
But
Wasn't
then
aware
there was Bill and Ted's cartoon.
Yeah, I
Didn't
didn't like
watch
that
it.
one.
Which
Didn't
I
watch
didn't.
it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it
That
either.
was one I was kind of off on.
And then Snagglepuss, we're getting into your waters.
Uh-oh,
The
okay.
Pirates of Dark Water.
The Pirates of Darkwater?
I like how your face just
Oh
lit up.
my god,
That
the
stupid
Pirates of
monkey
Darkwater.
I wanted to strangle that thing.
No, the Pirates of Darkwater, man. Oh,
How good were they?
they were the reason I ran off of the school bus. Pirates of Darkwater was coming on.
Okay, and then the other one, Snagglepuss has mentioned before, but Captain Planet.
Yes!
Did
Captain
you really
Planet.
like Captain Planet? I could not watch it. I thought teetotal
No, it was
garbage.
terrible. My mom wouldn't let us watch
When I
it.
was
I
a
was
kid,
garbage.
Garbage.
Thank your
And
mother.
Therefore, we were.
When I was a kid, I did watch Captain Planet.
When my little brothers were growing up, though, my mom stopped caring and just whatever was on the TV was on
My,
the TV. And that was when I started watching Captain Planet. I was like, you know what? She was exactly right. This is trash.
No,
Garbage.
my brother and I, we lived outside, and we would go to the Walmart, and they had or KB Toys. Who remembers KB?
KB was my favorite.
And Captain Planet had a special Captain Planet toy where every Captain Planet action figure came with a ring. Fire, wind,
Mhm.
water. Let's face it, nobody wanted to be Heart.
Nobody wanted to be hard.
Earth, you definitely want to be
I'm
Earth
sure
or
the girl
Fire.
would have wanted to be Art.
No, we
Not, I couldn't even
we
find any
called
girls
it
that wanted to be
Fart.
Heart.
Wow.
We did not want to be.
Because that's what we would do.
I would have been Fart.
We would joke
I know you would
around.
have been.
We would joke around, in the neighborhood and play as the Planeteer sometimes because we stayed outside. No one wanted to be Heart, but no, there was this really cool action figure with Captain Planet, and you had a ring, and he had this this wind up string, and you could make him fly. You
That's so lame.
But you could push a button, and he would go zip and fly back up into your
I'm
hand.
sorry.
Yeah, I didn't watch Captain Planet.
It wasn't a transformer, okay?
Yeah,
But
it wasn't a transformer.
Yeah, I didn't have that because all my toys were gone. But anyway, then we get up to the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh boy, here we
Dexter's
go.
Laboratory
Okay.
is
I didn't watch
Hanna-Barbera.
you cannot
They-
sit there
no,
and
those,
say
those are I love those.
That's newer
but those
Hanna-Barbera,
are they're
though.
Hanna-Barbera, but they're also Cartoon Network.
No,
So there
baby.
There was
I agree.
more.
You need to stay out of my
still the name of their
laboratory.
studio,
It
though.
was.
I
but
did enjoy
it
some
doesn't
Dexter's
really
Laboratory.
count, according to
Johnny
I did
Bravo
enjoy it.
is
I did
Dexter.
watch
Those
it.
You
are
know
my
what? You know what though? Johnny Bravo is in my top 5 because you called it. I freaking love Johnny Bravo. He was hilarious.
Dude,
He was
the episode
hilarious.
with Donny Osmond, it's fantastic.
And
The best.
Adam West.
Yeah.
Oh, the best Johnny Bravo episode was the one where he dates a werewolf.
Yes.
He doesn't know she's a werewolf until he takes her out that night. Then she wolfs out. She goes,
Yeah.
"I'm ugly, aren't I?" And John Burr goes, "No, honey, you're not ugly. You're what's the word I'm looking for? Hideous." Fantastic. Fantastic. Love me
Adam
some
West
Johnny
is my
Bravo.
favorite.
Adam West is fun
That
too.
was a good
Because
one.
everything, they were looking for clues. Everything was a clue.
Yep.
That reminded me when I was a kid and I played detective and everything was a clue.
I loved it when Donny Osmond was sent to be his babysitter.
Wow.
That was
Love
awesome
that.
too.
They did have some nice ones. They did do a lot
Will
of
we
crossovers.
ever see you again, Donnie? He's flying off of the umbrella and it's him with lightning and he runs up, can I use your car? Or whatever he said. Right.
What about the Powerpuff Girls? I never
love the
watched.
Powerpuff
You love the Powerpuff Girls?
I watched it.
You watched it?
It was
Yeah, I
my
watched
favorite.
Powerpuff Girls. Yeah.
We used to scare my little brother with the
Powerpuff Girls?
yes.
What?
Zombie episode. What was his name?
Shut up. One other thing I forgot. Do you remember the Christmas special where all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons would come together for Christmas?
Yeah.
For one reason or another, and they'd all be there, and they have like these little short clips about it.
The He-Man Christmas special is the best, though.
They only it's something different. But the Christmas special for Hanna-Barbera for some reason made me feel so happy that all the cartoons were together and were friends. Is that weird?
Well, no, I like how Hanna-Barbera kind of almost halfway kind of broke the fourth wall. I mean, like, they didn't take itself too seriously, and they're like, you knew these characters, and hey, look, we're gonna put these characters on the same screen. Just I don't know, I loved them. I thought they were.
Wow.
I thought it was great.
Okay, folks, that's all the time we have for Saturday morning Samoflange. Before we go, I have to know we lost a sponsor, and that's the real reason we didn't have the money to do any shows.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Mark Asden's checks made like Tigger and bounced.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we couldn't afford, but we did get a new sponsor. So, what's the deal? Call Fred Khalil.
If you're looking for someone who can help you seal the deal, that's Fred Khalil.
Oh, hi, right here on Saturday morning Samoflange.
Exit stage left.